back to another day of living in a new house. We have some good news. Elizabeth's illness is pretty much subsided now. She's feeling much better, which means we can get some momentum and energy back behind things. So we've had a few deliveries arrive this morning. We've ordered a few bits. I'll run through those a little later in the day. I will remember to do it because half the time in these vlogs I go, yeah, we'll do this later, and then I don't show it in the vlog. But anyway, we are actually just about to head out because one of the days we had off in the week, I actually looked at like the door specifications that we were looking to go for. So for anybody that doesn't know, we're planning on having like oak veneer doors. And I kind of backed myself into a corner with the door frames because the way I've built these doors, I built them to have 20mm door linings in, which when you then look at the door lines available, most people do 32mm linings if they're not solid wood. The ones I'd originally looked at were solid oak, which are obviously more expensive, and you can get them in 20mm linings. And because I built the doors to that size, I kind of have to go for the solid oak door linings now, which is kind of a bummer because if I wanted to save some money, I can't. But it does mean we're going to have nicer door linings, which is nice. The company we were looking at is actually, they have a showroom about 5 minutes, well not 5 miles or so away from the house. So we're actually going to go have a look at those. Have a look around some of the doors just to get some design inspiration. It may help us with the tile choices, etc. But yeah, so we're going to head over there this morning and have a look. Also get chatting to some of the salespeople and just see if there's anything we can do to help with discounts, because I spec'd up the door linings, the architrave for the doors, and the doors themselves. That doesn't include the skirting boards or anything else like that. And door handles, doesn't include the door handles. And that was like £2,600. So we're hoping that going to the showroom and having a chat with some people over there may actually help us with a couple of deals or anything else like that we may be able to help with. So we're going to head over there, have a tour around, and see what the outcome is. And then later this afternoon we'll be coming back here, and then it will be all stations go on doing things. So I want to replaster this back wall today, get rid of all the mank on there, and also get on with doing some plastering inside the front office as well. Obviously there's still some prep work to do in here, but it's nowhere near as much. You would have actually seen in yesterday's vlog as well that I was steaming the ceiling, and you may notice the ceiling is half done. The reason the ceiling is half done is because this idiot sandwich wasn't wearing safety glasses, and I had a piece of painty flake fall off and go straight into my eyeball, which wasn't the most pleasant. Let's just put it that way. I ended up fishing it out with my finger. So we've got to get on with finishing steaming this ceiling as well at some point today. But all part of the prep work, all part of the energy. So let's go door shopping. Door shopping? What door shopping here? Ended up being a complete and utter bust. We went down to the place where the showroom was. Nice looking showroom, everything else. Ring doorbell, push the doorbell to get yourself entrance. Nobody answered. Nobody in at all. It's supposed to be open 10 till 3, and we arrived around like 1:45, so it should have been open. There was another guy that rocked up behind us as well, and we couldn't get in. So yeah, seems like these people are going to be really hard to get hold of, so it may not be the company we decide to go with for buying the doors, because we literally can't get hold of them. So not fun and games. Anyway, let's crack on with some actual work. So I'm in the front room just in terms of like all the office space, just in terms of looking at what we've got left wise to do prep wise. We've got to plug this hole up, which is easy enough. We'll just do the same as the other one, chop and chase that. We need to have a look at this top corner here. Now this, you'll see there's a couple of nails sticking out. Now this is where the old stud was actually nailed into there. And because we couldn't get access to the head, I hit backwards into this wall, stupidly, which then ended up knocking out that piece of plaster. So we may cut that bit out and have a bit of a look, as well as this area here we need to have a play with, where the electricians have filled it in with some expanding foam. What I am a bit more cautious of is where this old radiator was down here. There's a load of holes and brackets in. Now this is still the old egg box cardboard stud wall that's in between the two there. So I am a bit cautious about chopping that off and putting wood behind, about ruining like the integrity of the cardboard and stuff behind there. My gut's still telling me chop the section out and replace it with a fresh piece of plasterboard, which I think I'm still planning to do. But we're just going to have a bit of a think around there. So we're going to get on with those fettly bits from there. I was going to go outside and chop up the old carpet and chuck it in the back of the car, what's left of it, ready to go on tip tomorrow, but it is chucking it now, so we won't be doing that. So let's carry on with the progress inside of here and get this place ship-shape and ready to plaster. Oh, and we've also got lovely nails sticking out there we've got to deal with somehow. That's probably going to be angle grinder, chop off, and send sparks everywhere. So it's going to be an exciting one.
We have lost power. The reason we dropped the power is because the next job we're going to go for is trying to get the board on this wall. But this is the immersion switch which had power going to it, and this is the switch for the upstairs lights. So we've had to drop all the power for those. So we're going to check they're dead and then we're going to get on with that. But in the meantime, bit of an update of stuff you won't have seen on camera is Elizabeth's just gone through and finished steaming all the ceiling. Thankfully no more paint in the eyes from there. That board you've seen is now fixed down there, and we've finished most of the prep work in here. So the only things we've got to do is filler and tape the rest of the joints. But we're a bit on stop until this expanding foam sets out. We've also done a bit of a test with the PVA just to make sure the paint's not peeling off, because this was a bit manky, but Dad scraped the worst of that off. So room is basically now prepped. So we're now going to move on to getting that board on that wall so that we don't have to drop the power again at any point in the future. Oh yes, I feel so much better for having that done now. It's making the hallway look so much more complete. It's one of those jobs I've been meaning to try and do for ages and ages and ages, and now it's actually done. I'm definitely much happy that's there. I'm going to run downstairs and show you the stuff that I purchased. I said I wouldn't forget in this vlog, and I haven't forgotten, but let's walk through the progress up here so far. So holes plugged, holes filled, wall cleaned, holes plugged. That turned into an absolute mess around, but holes plugged. It's going to be interesting to plaster, because if you look here, there's a huge thick layer they've put on there, so I'm going to try and do the same effect on that side as well. Wall finished, cables now back on, roof now steamed, bit of coving taken out there. We've got to obviously knock the rest of the coving up, but we're now in a good position now, so tomorrow we'll be able to go and reskim that wall because I'm not happy with it. And then tape and fill the rest of the wall. We'll tape and fill in here first, then we'll reskim that wall, and then that should enable us to then come in here and then plaster this wall as well, so we've got the bonding and bits to do as well. But let's head downstairs now and have a look at the things that I've so far purchased on Black Friday. I thought Black Friday was this Friday. Turns out Elizabeth's just corrected me. It's actually next Friday, so hopefully we'll have a chance to get sold some more deals, because there's things that we are still looking to do. Black Friday's not quite the same as it once was. Definitely don't get the same kind of deals, but the one I'm most excited for is Screwfix, because I've just been looking on there. They've got like 50% off their normal white emulsion. They've got a mitre saw, because that mitre saw I've been using actually doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Jack's grandfather. So that's going to be returned at some point. I do want to get one, and they've got a good deal on some of them at the moment. So we'll probably run out to Screwfix tomorrow and spend a load of money over there. But let's go look at the things we have spent money on so far. We have the gas pipe to go up the boxing over there. Now, this is an inch bore. It's what Alex said I needed to get. I personally think that's too big, but he reckons that's the right one. So it's here, it's ready to go. That's 170 quid's worth of pipe. Preventative stuff we've spoken about in previous vlogs. We also had all the protein bars arrive. So these Snickers ones are low sugar and really good. I tried those. And then these are the My Protein Oat Flapjacks. Those are actually gluten-free. Both of those are as well. So Elizabeth can eat those as well. So good extra source of protein. Speaking of protein, for those who know, My Protein Clear Whey comes out literally like fruit juice. It's amazing stuff. We've also bought some of that because it was on a good offer. And then we had a freebie in terms of these toffee flavoured drops. Which apparently you can put in liquids and anything else like that. So we might have some rice pudding with that in. I hadn't thought about doing that until this moment. So rice pudding with toffee flavoured drops could be elite. We've also finally bought some oven gloves. I'll allow Elizabeth to unbox those later because she was insistent on getting these to help with the air fryer. So we bought some oven gloves of her choosing, which is nice. We also brought these things as well, which look a little bit strange. And what they're for is, and I'll show you these when I actually go to install them, they're vents that slot in between the felt in your roof. So as I mentioned before, one of the things on the survey was that there's not enough ventilation in the loft. So the idea is that when you slide these between those layers of felt, it just helps open the felt out and actually provide some ventilation in there. So we'll see how those go. There's a pack of 12 there. Whether that's enough or not, I don't know. But it was what was recommended to me by the roofer. So seemed like 23 quid, I think it was. So cheap enough way of hopefully getting the right ventilation in the roof without costing a fortune. There is some more parcels to arrive over the course of the weekend, and we will be purchasing more things, so we will be doing more unboxing relating stuff later. But we're going to leave it there for the day. I'm happy we're now back in action. I'm happy we've got the energy back and we're doing things again, which is nice, because we've definitely had quite a few days of feeling a bit lethargic, I guess, or just not getting on with things, and thankfully I think that wave of procrastination has now passed and we're back on getting on with things. But anyway, I'm going to park it there for the day. So thank you very much for watching, happy hunting, and we'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog.